Hey, bro, you know you came at a good time, man. Yeah, a good time, bro. With them umbrellas. Hailstone.
Special people. Change this umbrella. Specific. This precious, valuable. Shit. Yeah. If you're special, yeah, that means everyone else is a regular. Yeah. You're not precious. Yeah. You're below. Yeah, so you're damn right, man. There is hierarchy in the Bible. The Lord deals with hierarchy.
Yep.
Yeah. The Lord is a separatist.
The umbrellas are getting broke up and all that. That's all right, man, because you're weak.
Strong as mine. Pull inside out and still there. Yeah.
That's before probably saying it was a song, it was like kind of nice. It was like driving up here.
Bro, before, man, it was a perfect day. Skipping through the tulips, man. It was hot. It was hot, yeah.
In the clouds now.
I thought this was too much. Now I'm bored.
Maybe the Lord will allow it to get rid of it.
Yeah. That's it.
It says, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Be like everyone.
I was going to say, it's like a test of our faith, isn't it?
Yes, brother.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. I'm alright, bro. I'm alright. I'm alright. That's it. Go on, brother.
Test of our faith.
You know, because sometimes it can be cold, it's randomly raining, hailstones and all that. You go out and teach, man. And then, obviously, we're not stupid. If it's snowing and over the top, you're not gonna, but this day's the Passover. It's a lesson before. You come out, curse this place out, do the ceremony, and you don't watch the place go down, man, over time.
That's right.
That's what's going on anyway. Look what's happening in this world, man. Everything's happened. Bro, even last night, I was up in the night. I seen Russia got attacked. Bro, you saw that? Yeah. And I see brothers even putting their sons, you putting them, yeah, you saw it. I think they said, beards or something. You know, they have to quit. But this place is going down, bro.
Plus also, I mean,
It's a blessing, man.
because they talk right now that you've got basically NATO troops going up in Russia. There was apparently, allegedly, there was even a memo from the State Department telling the US citizens to stay out of crowded places in Russia.
And you know what, bro? Even ourselves, man, we got to be careful in these times, because even them crowded places, bro, Esau is going to do something. And even, you know, that April, the clips, and there was even some information coming out how they're going to release some biochemical, you know, like on the day of the eclipse. You know, them elites, they work on that, when there's signs of in the heavens, they work on that too. Let's do something on that too. So, you know, we got to keep our eyes. The Lord's ending this place. And you know what? Society, the people in society, you can see in this system, the people can feel that. You can even feel the random goyim know this place is out. Even they look they don't know what's coming, but they look dejected. It's only us that's got the truth, like, fully, that we know.
These guys they'll put it in the field of like, it's cost of living crisis. It's you know, the energy bills going up. They can sense the geopolitics, but they don't know the fullness of it. They're thinking like, you know, it might, when they hear about a draft, they think, you know, like 300 people might have to go. They don't know how on top it's going to be.
All of you are going, man. Hey, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Because you know you mentioned the cost of living.
I got one.
Jake, we've been living.
You really got one here, yeah? It's fine. That's fine.
It's nothing new to us. That whole cost of living and society's been hell for Israel and his kingdom. And more so for us in the truth, because we know what's going on. You know, that whole cost of living. We know how to, brothers have been living, our families have lived below the bread line, and you know what they call it, the bread line? So we know what it is. This is nothing new. So we're just happy this world is ended. They can't get any, go on.
No, I was going to say spiritual, because I think from next month, minimum wage for the UK is 11.44.
Yeah, who was saying that?
You know, it's 11.44.
You were saying that.
Yeah. From next month. Yeah. So it's spiritual, like this global economic system, all this bullshit is gonna come to a crash.
And I think we was even saying that eclipse.
Yeah.
Full eclipse is 144.
Yeah. You know, if you actually go and look up the timing when it's gonna be full, it's 144. You know, there's a brother who posted that. Place is going down, man.
Going down, bro. Going down, man. You know, go.
This is Matthew chapter 24.
You know, the rain now is not as bad, but that's the Lord, bro. It's a test of faith, bro. It's a test of faith, man. Go on, bro. You know, and I hope we keep. And you know what I say that, and I hope all the brothers will keep strong, man.
That's right.
Because brothers dealing with some shit and that, and you get, you know, your demonic battles over the years. But the point is staying here. That's what makes things better, like, you get me? Because when you fuck up, you know it's funny, because in this world, when shit gets hard, remember you sent me that clip the other day too? You know, the lady with the husband, I'm leaving you! Because the dude lost his job, she didn't want to stick around.
Like Eve, yeah.
As soon as shit gets hard, people want to dip out. You can't think like that. That's correct. You have to, like, through thick and thin, stay. And it's different because we're in the truth. But you do have to stay in. Look, how do I stay in this? Like, fight, bro.
It's a lot because you made that statement. But what were the vows back in the day, right? In sickness and in health, right? Till death do us part. But we're the Most High's woman, right? So we got to be there in sickness and in health.
All sorts.
All
and
brothers
come out. Brothers do that. Brothers come out sick. All that. You know.
This is Matthew 24 and verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Go on, man. Read that again, Baba.
Matthew 24 and verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
See, that's the thing. You got to endure, but guess what? You got to endure to the end. You know, you got to endure to the end. And guess what? Different brothers might have different ends. Some brothers might have to die for this truth. That might be your end. But really, it's a new beginning afterwards. Because you're coming with Yahweh Shai.
No, I was going to say, because in this world, you've got that saying, it's the taken part that counts. No.
That's that new shit, man. That's that modern mindset. The participation trophy.
Finishing the race, man.
Finish that race, bro. Hey, bro, and you know what? I'm sorry, go on, I'm sorry, bro.
No, let me, I'll read it because it's just a scripture. 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain.
Oh, okay, that's a beautiful scripture, because you know what that reminds me of? All brothers probably read this when you were kids. The Hare and the Tortoise. That's a very good spiritual
till this day.
Yeah, to this day, spiritual book, man.
Because
when you read the story, the hare is fast, right? But he's also proud. Yeah. He blazes through the race, and he says, "You know what? I can chill, man. I can take a nap. Yeah. Don't worry about this race. This turtle ain't can't do nothing around me, man." But guess what? What happened when he took a deep sleep, which is slumber? Yeah. So, you know, going back to the plow and stuff like that, putting away the plow, roughly paraphrasing. The tortoise took his time, which is basically like one suffering in this truth. You're going through the battle. You know, you're getting beat down
through family problems,
your own problems, health. You know, your work. They're saying, "Oh, get out of this job," all of that.
You know what? I just wanted to add. It makes me think about Matthew 13 with the parable of the seeds. You know, like the one on stony ground, it sprouted up quickly, but then it got scorched.
That's it.
You know, but then it speaks about the seed on good ground. It dig deep. It took its time, but eventually it stayed on the course.
It had roots.
That's it, man.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
That's for real. That's why when, even like them you see them like trees. You ever see them massive trees? Even when Esau cuts them, they're never going. Because Esau, I've seen them massive ass trees in forests. Esau hews them down, but that trunk is in that
they
can't do nothing to it. That trunk is deep into the soil. So that's like the Lord kind of used them analogies. You just said it. The roots.
Precept?
Yeah. And that's what sorry, go on, Carl. Go on.
No, that's Salakia.
Yeah, that was gonna say you fighting.
Yep.
The more you fight and stay in the truth, the more your roots grow.
Yep.
Because
Because you're learning shit.
so
I'm saying.
Because I remember
like
you
you
did a
learn.
video years ago about like when a tree gets shaken and then
Can't.
that's how it gets stronger or something like that.
Yeah, the roots.
Yeah,
the roots. The roots have to go deeper into the earth.
Yeah,
You know, because of tribulation, the wind.
exactly.
You know what I mean? But in order for the tree to stand, the roots got to be deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, it will get uprooted. You know? So the deeper the roots, but you can't. But the thing is, the trick thing is, but you can't see how deep the roots go. You know, because all you're looking at is the grass. You know, which is like what our elders and our apostles, beloved elders and apostles, look how much things that they've gone through. You know what I mean? You might not be able to see it of face value, but hey, they tell us.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we've been through. You know?
That's like them trees, man, because them trees, you don't see how far them roots
That's
go.
it. That's it.
That's why they're unmovable.
That's right.
But Esau cuts them down, what you can see, but deep down, you ain't seeing that shit. That tree in Epping could be here.
Yep.
Well, they're all interconnected as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, they call it the wood wide web because they all be sending signals.
That's where
to
they
each
probably
other.
get that internet from. The World Wide Web.
Wood Wide.
The web.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, man.
Quick one. This is Colossians. This is Colossians 2:6. As ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushai, the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
Come on, man. Walking these ways, man. The doctrine. Upholding the names, man. Yahweh, Yahushai. Rooted, yeah? Rooted, man. And guess what? When you're going through things, what are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be praying. You know? Pray to Yahweh Shai to give you more faith, boost your faith, give you strength to endure long suffering. Yeah? Keep pushing, you know?
I got a precept, bro.
Is there more than that?
No, that's pretty much the point.
Wider, brother, yeah.
You know?
But I said, yeah, you got to keep pushing, man. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Like we started off reading, there's no other name that can save us, man.
Yeah.
But Yahushai. These heathens can't save you. Esau can't save you. The system of Esau's world can't save you.
Hey, shalom,
It's coming to a collapse, man.
shalom.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith.
Wow. And you know, we want to be into that position where we can say that, man. But we got to keep pushing, man, until it's either your time to go, you know, in spirit realm, or you know, you got to wait until the Lord collects you, man. Yeah. But either way, it's endurance to the end of the race. Because this ain't a 100-meter sprint, you know, where you just burn out. No, this is a marathon, man. And it's not only just a marathon; it's a marathon with hurdles. You know? Do you know they do an Olympics? Was it it's like 3 marathons in one.
The triathlon.
Triathlon. It's like that, man. You got to do swimming, you know, running, I don't know, rock climbing or something like that. Bike riding. Just bare things you got to do. You just got to adapt. You know, you just got to work on it. So that's how it's like in this truth, man. You know, you adapt to things, you grow through things. You know, you just level up. That's what it's all about, man.
If I could say,
No.
sometimes you might hit the hurdle and it might fall down, but you still got to keep going. You see that as well. They're still fast, they're still enjoying, even though they hit the hurdle.
That's right.
You know, you might hit 3 hurdles.
Yeah.
Righteous man falling, you know, 7 times and get back up again.
That's right.
There's one more verse, verse 8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
And that's what we want, man. That great coronation, man. We want to be a part of that. You know, the Lord's holy hands, putting a crown on your head. Yeah. Come on, man. That what a sight to behold. That's great and honorable, man. That's more than these, these championship belts in boxing, the UFC, yeah, or gold medal, yeah, World Cup, gold medals in the Olympics. It's more than that, man.
Well, bro, you know what's funny? Because when you think like
like that more. You look at the world, you look at the sports world and arenas like that. It's true. It's like even when you look at people go to stadiums to scream for people throwing a ball in the net. It's like
ridiculous.
Over time, you know what? You know when I first came, you want to because you might be into your local team. But like you think about it, it's like, bro, this don't even mean nothing.
Nothing, man.
It's like, I mean, it's good for a bit of entertainment after camp. You watch the highlights, but you know, like people invest their lives in that spirit. They want to get up in that arena, make it, and then not just if they don't get up in the arena to make it. Some just invest their lives in watching it. They'll spend millions following their team. You know, it's like the carnal. You know what I'm saying?
All for what though?
For what? And when you think about it, it's like. It's Jakes throwing the ball. I mean, they're like athletic Jakes and all that, throwing or kicking the ball. It's entertaining, but it's like we're not born to kick footballs, man.
Yeah, man.
We're born to be kings.
That's it, man.
We with the Middle Ages, they called it the divine right of kings.
Come on.
We're a lineage of
Royalty.
righteous royalty. So we're supposed to learn these ways. See, Esau dumbs our people down, man. Listen, grow up and become LeBron James. So every day aspires to that. You know what I'm saying? It's where your mind's into.
Which all of those things are just distraction from you coming to the knowledge. That's what it is.
That's what it is. He don't want. Come on. If every Jake woke up and they're into the scriptures, that's the end of this world. Well, the Lord said it. If you all turn and pray to the east to me, I would end this society. But you know the Lord's got His plan.
That's it.
But you know.
You're right. Come on. The spirit.
It just shows you that what. But even Mike Tyson, remember when he threw his belt? It means nothing.
It's garbage.
It's garbage. He said, to you, it's championship. This means nothing. He said.
And he was undisputed.
Yeah, because they did.
Imagine now he's fighting what's his face?
Oh, Jake Paul and that. Jake Paul.
A YouTuber. So really, it all ends up being vanity.
Bro, he went from being this Clash of the Titans, and now he's fighting a Jake Paul in his 60s. I mean, how old is he? I mean, which is all good. He's gonna get his money, but that's how it shows you it's all bullshit.
Vanity.
They use Jake because Jake is, they know who Jake are. But then at the end of the day, look at it now. Now he's fighting a YouTuber to get change. You know, quick scripture. Go on,
This is Psalms 137 and verse 3.
you go on, man.
For their day that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us require of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Yeah, and that's what's been happening since slavery and even till now, man. Yeah? Why don't you dance for us? Yeah, then we'll give you some coins. Yeah? Why don't you jump over a hoop and throw a ball? Yeah? Why don't you kick a ball into the net? Why don't you punch each other in the arena and give yourself brain damage?
And you know that's I'm sorry, I would say, because you know that's true to real life. Because even in slavery, 12-year slave showed you that. 12-year slave, you had all the Jakes, right? And then they were like, the fucking Edomite woman, the slave plantation owner's wife, she woke all of them up, remember, to dance. And then one of the Eves, she was like, what is it? And then she attacked her because she wasn't dancing and singing. He woke them up in the middle. Here it is. I just picked cotton from sun up to sundown. I'm trying to get some rest because I know you're going to do it to me again in the morning. Then she woke them up for entertainment. That's the same kind of thing. See, they don't care about our hell, just entertainment. That's what the scripture just said, man.
Give you what?
Don't give a shit about you. Just sing. But then they don't know what's going on in your life. How much of them Jakes in this music world or in this entertainment? They're really, a lot of our people's lives, even in that world, they're fucked up. Their families all fucked up. They're done. But they're just trying to get that deal, which a lot of them get the deal and they're still fucked up, but they got to entertain to keep up the money. So, go ahead, bro.
That's it.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Right? So even like the brother was saying, the things of this world is all vanity, man. Like Mike Tyson was saying, all that, his belts, all that, those accolades, what is it all for? It really, at the end of the day, is worth nothing. If it's not in the Lord, if it's not based in the book of life, it's vanity. So what us going through the trials and tribulations now, that's building us up, that's working towards an everlasting glory, man.
Even Mike Tyson said it, man. Later on, he said, when I first got in the boxing game, he said they were treating it was like slavery. Because them Amalekites was around him, them promoters, and they made millions of him. This Mike Tyson's known to be like, basically, he made so much money, but he has not. He don't have half of what he once had. The dude could have potentially been the richest athlete ever on the planet. They milked him, them Amalekites. He, and even said it later. He said it was like slavery. I was just a young kid. I didn't know. He said, because you know they just took his talent and drained him.
That's what they do.
Go on, man. Go on.
That's why it's important to really have this word, man, which is a blessing. You know, because this word is going to lead to, you know, salvation. You know, us being delivered into those chariots. You know, being the kings and priests to the Lord. You know, ruling over the nations forever. That's the glory. That's you know, that's what we're waiting for. All right. So verse 18 says, "While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen." And that's something our people don't do, man. Our people are just can only see as far as in front of their nose. All they see is, you know, Esau is military, is money, and think that this is how it's going to be forever. But they don't have faith.
That's it. That's the main ingredient is faith. Yeah, their spiritual eye can't see. You know what's based in the prophecies, man. That this place is going down. That this place is truly not our rest. It's not for us. Yeah, this kingdom needs to be overthrown. Yeah, and Yahweh needs to come back and deliver us, man, and set up a new righteous kingdom. Yeah.
Luke 6 and 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. And yeah, it's really a consolation, because even within this system, there's people with money, success, fame, whatever, but then it's not something that will last forever. They'll have it for a season, then they'll lose it. Like we're going into Mike Tyson, but there's, especially when you go among Jake, there's countless examples of people where they might have just had someone take advantage of them. They might have had it for a minute and squandered it, or they might have had that talent for a bit and then lost it. But then it's what all those so-called glories they're striving for are temporal. They're carnal, they're fickle, they're gonna decay. But then when we're dealing with, you know, spiritual treasures, that's what we're striving and working for. Those things, they don't decay.
They don't decay, man. And your talent is meant to be used for the Lord, really. You know what I mean? The Lord wakes you up. That's why he said, I'll require you in your youth. In your youth, it's when you're doing backflips.
All the energy in the
or
world,
or you're great. And there's some, you know, you got Jakes that are just like, they'll get in a artistic environment and they can just, you know, their brain goes everywhere. They can make things happen. Well, you're supposed to do that for the Lord.
Quick precept.
No? Sorry, bro.
Proverbs 23 and verse 4. And it says, "Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle towards heaven."
That's the money of this world. And look, man, even these rich people today, Jake or not, Jake, Esau, whatever, when Esau crashes the society, you're all gonna lose your money anyway. It's gonna that MO thing's coming out. It's coming. All roads are leading to that. So it doesn't matter, man. You can have your shoebox money hoarded under your mattress. You know, some people still want to hold on to cash. Cash is basically done. Everyone taps now. But some people still have hoards of so-called cash. That don't mean nothing no more. When Esau crashes, it ain't gonna mean nothing. Riches fly away. You're gonna be worried about. Go on, bro.
Well, it's like these things are just FR ends anyway. These FR ends are not worth anything anyway, and that's what Esau's going to show you. They're actually not worth anything, because you have no substance to back none of that up. So it's taking everything away from you. The WF are always talking about you having nothing. You know, that is what they want. They want you to have nothing, man. And having the FRS don't mean shit to them, because they got the gold, they got the land, they got the buildings or whatever. And you don't have shit. You know? Go on, bro.
Can I say a point in that as well? Like, you got in this world, you got the middle class, right? So you start earning above like 8K, 100K in the household. You're supposed to be up into this middle class region, and a lot of people think that's rich, but it's not. Even until you get up to really being like tens of millions, that's really when you start getting into being rich. Really, if you're on 200K a year, you're not rich. And then a lot of them guys, the amount of work they have to put in to earn that money, they really don't even have no life. Them, like some of them dudes, they did a study. They said what the guys that start earning above like 60, 70 quid don't have no real improvement in their lives. Because you might have a little bit extra in your account, but say like you're an executive for a big business, they want your life for that. They want your life. You're on call constantly. anything that happens, they're calling you. There is no, oh, I leave work and go home. No, your phone's ringing when you're not home. A lot of them man are living off cocaine. They literally have to. They literally have to be at work.
That Wolf of Wall Street kind of
Yeah.
show you that. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys here. They're earning 200k. They'll never see their family. They'll never see no one. They're just working to get this money. At the same time, they're getting taxed most of that money because the way they design the system is once you reach certain thresholds, you get less back for what you put in. Like, once you start going up to you're earning 80, 100k, they start taxing you 60% straight off the bat off what you're earning over that point. So it makes it less worth it, man. So this world is messed up. There's a lot of people working hard to be in a certain position, but they're not really getting nothing from it. And they're making it worse because they're coming with more taxes under the guise of taxing the rich. But they're not taxing Bill Gates and that more. They're taxing the middle class more. So they're catching it from that. They're catching it from the energy costs, all this kind of stuff, the interest rates going up. So if you bought a house, now you got to pay more for it. So that's another thing, man. You put in too much work in this kingdom, man, you ain't really gonna get nowhere anyway. You're just stressing yourself out.
Yeah, that hamster on a wheel, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah,
It was like that.
They call it the rat race.
That's the rat race, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And then you still might end up fucking up through a divorce or something, or the economy that you're in.
And get deducted
Esau
from that
pulls the
side.
plug on your economy, man.
Yeah.
He pulls the plug on your business, pulls the plug on your economy, and then you are living off income. See, the elites don't live off income. The elites, they own shit. So the income doesn't matter to them. Because if you're renting, if you own shit, people, you're always getting money. Like the Duke of, what's it called? The Duke of Westminster, he owns shit. He's got money, he's got capital in the bank, he's got shares in various different fucking companies. So if one of them implodes, it don't matter to him because he's getting all that. He's a rentier, right? Then all them shops in Oxford Street have to pay him rent. Whether the business is doing good or not, it has to pay him rent. So he's just, them guys are the ones that are comfortable in any situation because but the guys that own the business, your whole economy, look at what C19 did to a whole bunch of men. They were doing good. Business is doing good. C19 come and their life got flipped upside down like Will Smith. Some man went from 300k a year to now nothing. Food bank. Just like that.
And a lot of them stores, like that them dudes own Covent Garden, they're all getting shut. But them dudes that own it still have the land.
Yeah, they still own it, and someone else will come in time and start paying them rent again. But they're not paying rent for it.
No, but the people that had it for 40 years, they had to leave.
They had to leave.
They went bust. That land's still owned, man.
I've got precepts. Ecclesiastes 2:9. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do, and behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. So yeah, it was all that labor, and this was talking about Solomon, where he had actual wealth, riches, the rule, but then even what he was building then, it was looking at like, yo, it's all vanity. How much more so now where you're building, funny money that doesn't really exist for someone else. Very few people have actual, the position the brother's going into, where they're actually just above, market fluctuations.
But in another, Esau's tricked the world because he's tricked you, the general public, into believing that fucking paper you have in your pocket is anything. You don't have, like the brother was saying, you don't have land, you don't have gold, you don't have silver. Most people don't, you don't have cattle. That's real wealth. You don't have none of that. You're boxed in, working in a circle for paper notes that he can just take away when he's ready, or just give you loads more of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on.
It's like a casino, man.
Yeah.
This is Esau's system. It's the system of the elites, right? Because the money goes to the top. It stays up there, man. That's why the rich and poor divide always getting bigger, right? But the house always wins because it's rigged for them to win.
Always.
So yeah, he might let you win a couple rounds. You might get some chips, man. Yeah, I'm doing it great. But the longer you in the game for, the less you're gonna come out with, man. And that's what Esau's gonna pull the rug on everybody, man, and leave you with nothing.
Yeah.
Well, good article. heading. It says, this is from the Independent. It says half of working private renters, one paycheck away from losing their home.
And that's stress. You think Esau, you think they're stressed like that? You think they're worried like that? Of course not. That's for you lot, that's for us lot to be stressing out about. Not knowing how you're going to get through to the next month, man. Next week, in some cases, you know?
Dude.
Bro, you're hurt.
Hey, you're gonna do what he's going, you get a job, you're on now, you're gonna be making it. You ain't getting anywhere. You might encounter certain goyim in your job, they think they're doing well. You're on now, like, bro, I'm content with the Lord already told us how to think. Get your daily bread, get some money, have money in your pocket, eat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pay your rent, make sure you can function, but we ain't thinking about, you know what I'm saying?
Longevity.
These little jobs are gonna make us rich. Like that, no, bro. Wealth is when you, like brothers were saying, telling people what to do. That's wealth. I don't have to do nothing. It's all coming to us. That's what we're gonna get, man.
When you're self-sufficient, like that.
Yeah.
But when you're dependent on the system, because Esau makes you depend on the system, right? That's where it just leads to that stress. You
Like
can't rest
little,
easy.
Some little shitty
Can you
job,
get
like.
Isaiah 5 and 8? And that's why when we went into the land is actually a big part of our law. There's a whole massive section of our law dealing with land and retaining ownership of the land according to your fathers.
There's like a foundational level to build upon, man.
You can't have that. If you don't have that in a society, what you have is a system of oppression, which goes back to the way of Egypt. That's why America is Egypt all over again, because Egypt was like that. In Egypt, Pharaoh owned all the land. Him and his priesthood owned all the land, and the people were basically renters in the land. And it tells you in the scriptures, so they had to pay a tax on everything. Everything they did, they had to pay a tax because they were on Pharaoh's land. If they planted food, that was Pharaoh's land. If they live in a house, it's basically Pharaoh's house. Now the Israelite way wasn't like that. Every man in his inheritance had his own land that was within his family, and you couldn't even like lose that land forever. You got the year of the Jubilee and all these things which will put the land back into your ownership. And you weren't taxed on that land. You was taxed on the increase of that land according to the tithings. You know, the increase, which is the profit. You got that Isaiah, but when you get oppressed in an oppressive system, nobody owns anything. One man will own everything and tax you to live in it. That's a landlord system. That's a system of oppression. You got that Isaiah
5 and 8.
You can go up a bit more than that. Might be a bit of but that Israel, we started doing that to each other, and that's oppression. It's wickedness. Hey, the Dark Ages.
Okay, Isaiah 5, I start from verse 3. And it says, "And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard, but I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you."
That wild grapes also, that's why you get the wild olive tree, the natural. That just represents like Jake that are going off from the proper way of being, which is according to the law, statutes, commandments, man. The proper cultivation, the proper culture. Being wild and corrupt. You know, you got these guys still trying to bring heathens. Come on, it's 2024, you know what I mean? They killed Kobe, man. Come on. Let's get over that, man.
And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down, and I will lay it waste.
Yeah, that's the safety that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua provided us, because security is paramount. I don't care what you got. Listen, you could have bag of gal, bag of money, bag of everything. If you ain't got security, you really got nothing. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gave us that security, that hedge, that if the enemy rise up against you, they will fall. That's what you need. If you ain't got no security, you're fucked. Because at any moment, a man can just come in and mess up your whole, take what you got, mess up your whole function. You need security. That's how a society needs to work. That's why you have militaries, that's why you have police. It's called law and order. Without law and order, which is basically another way of saying security, you can't do business, you can't operate, because no one can operate in a no man's land. You need to be secure. That's why the first thing any decent society have is they secure themselves. All right, so no man can't mess with us. Now we can operate. And this is what we're learning, man, how things are supposed to be. So the Lord took that security away, and we got ate up by all the different nations that came to conquer us, including Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. We don't have no security from Esau. We got zero security from Esau. Esau can do what he wants, when he wants, and how he want to do it. And the most our people could do is get some permanent markers and some old Amazon boxes and start writing shit on there and walking up and down the street. You know, because we got no security from this man.
And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned, nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain upon it. For thine vineyard of the Lord of hosts is a house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression.
Oppression, because that's it. Yeah. Judgment's supposed to come from the law, and you look at the law, it's equal. It doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor in the law. You can't, if you're rich, you can't steal from a man. This society, if you're rich, you could do what you want with the poor. This society is specifically set up for the rich, which is the elites, to basically molest and abuse the poor and get away with it. Keep destroying them, and it's not fair. It ain't fair on no level. What these lot are doing.
Yeah. It's from Sirach chapter 13. We read verse 18 here. It says, what agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? Yeah. As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor.
They eat up the poor, and they can kill the poor like it's nothing. But let a poor kill one of the rich, you're finished out here. The whole, listen, let some random person, and I'm not saying to do this, because you got to put these disclaimers out there, but let's say like one of the Rothschild sons got run up on and got juked up. Listen, man, the whole police force, see, everything is going to be to find whoever did that and bring them to justice.
But if they'll find him in 24 hours.
They'll find him. Listen, they'll find him.
Destroy his lineage.
But let that be one of the Rothschild sons that kills someone. That's going to be a cover-up. That's going to be a cover-up quickly. That's why all the rich pedophiles get their shit covered up. But the pedophile that's just round the corner that no one cares about, they'll expose him. But how many politicians don't you remember that there was a dossier, there was a investigation that was done, and it exposed all these pedophiles in the Houses of Parliament, and what's her name, Theresa May, she was the head of it. This was back then when she was working with what's that thing called? Is it something of justice? Ministry of Justice or Scotland Yard? One of them blood clot things, yeah.
Was your Home Secretary?
She was. Yeah, it was before she was Home Secretary. Anyway, she buried the whole investigation. Why? Because a whole bunch of these politicians, their names are being put forward of dealing with these young boys and so forth. And of course they're going to cover that up. Of course they're going to cover that up. But if that was a normal bread, they won't need to. Look at Jimmy Savile. They covered it up until the day he died. Why? Because he was in bed with the elites.
So he's just a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Jimmy Savile. There was the people. I'm sorry.
So there was the one in, I think, Birmingham or like somewhere up north where it was all the so-called Muslim guys were saying these guys were like running around like little white girls and whatnot. That one got everyone in a furore.
The Muslim grooming gang.
That's
Tommy Robinson.
Tommy Robinson was breaking legs over that. But then but then when it comes to, like you said, the elite, you barely hear that in the news.
That's who's really doing it.
You know? Yeah, and then you got these big corporations. By the way, because we had to learn a little about how the court systems work, and the court system basically works that you could win a case just by prolonging the case, because to work a case you need money, right? So them big corporations, they could be guilty as hell, but if they could find a way to prolong the case to like 3-4 years, they can force the other side to back down and kind of take the lesser.
It's a war of attrition.
It's a war. It becomes a war of attrition. That's why there's a saying: justice is it prolonged? Justice something like that. Justice deferred or some bullshit. Whatever it means, I forgot what it means. But basically, it means that the whole point is they really want the justice system to move quickly. But these corporations won't let you do that. The lawyer will find all the loopholes to no, we need to get this and we need to get. You got it?
Is it justice delayed? Is justice denied?
Justice delayed is justice denied. So that's how a lot of the corporations do it. Because you as a little guy, you ain't got You know how much them lawyers cost to retain a lawyer to work?
Oh, Lord.
You ain't got that kind of money, so you got to get a good lawyer. You gonna have to drop. The lawyer's looking for what, like $500 an hour, something more than that. $2,000 an hour of work. You know how long it takes to read through all them legal briefs and all them kind of stuff? So that if your thing gets prolonged for 3, 4, 5 years, that big corporation's got millions and millions, and they got lawyers on retainer. They could last 5 years. You can only last 6 months, a year. There comes a point where that, listen.
And then you're broke as well.
Yeah, take this 50 grand, sign this non-disclosure agreement, right, and shut the fuck up. We know we killed your child, yeah, but shut up. Take this 50 grand, because you ain't making it to the end of this. Boom. Settled.
You see?
Yep.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
Yep.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Wrong judgment. So a lot of time in these court cases, it's not about who was right or wrong. It's about who had the money to put up to sustain the warfare in the court. And them big lawyers know how to play that game, and they will play the game. They will find every way to put this injunction and no, we need to get this, and it's prolonging and prolonging and prolonging and prolonging, because they know these guys can't wait us out. Yeah, give it 6 months, give it 8 months. You can't pay that lawyer no more. You're gonna have to come to the table. Take this little bit of money, and we'll continue to kill who we want to kill. And you can't then go out into the news and say to the news, oh, well, this is what happened. Non-disclosure agreement is going to be part of it. So you can't talk. If you talk, then they'll sue you and take back the money that they already gave you. Then you got the whole thing that these guys can then pay off the news through advertising money and all these different things. So if you got the money in this society, you could get away with anything.
Yeah.
You could get away with anything, and that's not how it's supposed to be in the law. You're supposed to judge righteous judgment. The poor are supposed to be defended according to the law.
I'll go precept. Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and the right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that the widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless.
And that's exactly what they do. And these laws, again, these big corporations, you don't petition your politician. Your politician doesn't care. The only thing your politicians care about is mesmerizing you with cheap talk to get your vote. But your vote is only temporary. They don't care after you cast a vote. After you've cast it, like a president for the United States of America, once you voted for them, that's 4 years. In that 4 years, he's getting mad bribes. He's going to get some crazy pension. I mean, how much does the Prime Minister of the UK get?
But even Tony Blair. No, go on, sorry.
Theresa May.
Theresa May, I think she was pensioned up for like 100 grand a year or
Yeah,
something like that.
her pension is secure. Same thing if you go to the European Parliament. You get, so they just need to get into power. Once they're in power, they could do what they want because you can't change nothing. Who they really work for is the people that's funding them, and they can't mess with them. So when they go in there, it's like, listen, you're gonna pass this law that's gonna benefit my company. Then on top of that, I'll make sure you get sweetened up with something. Don't try to do nothing funny because we got the business on you anyway, because you've already agreed, you've already done some corruption. So we could expose that anyway. And you could go jail. So now they're in bed with the corporations, which is why all these laws benefit the corporations and the rich. And they don't benefit the poor, just like in Rome. It was the same thing in Rome. The laws benefit the rich. And then they make it look like we're taxing the rich, but they're not. They're not.
Even Tony Blair, you know, after that Iraq war, he was like a scapegoat. Bro, the dude slid off. You don't hear from him, but you know, he was doing deals with them Arab oil tycoons.
Yep.
He was getting like $1 million a week after that whole Iraq war.
Yeah, because they sweetened him up.
They sweetened him up. That dude was getting paid in that region of the world. That dude was getting mills, man. You can look into it. Tony Blair, he was getting like mills monthly.
Yeah. They're not for the people.
After his term.
Yeah, after his term.
Yeah.
This is Sirach chapter 40 and verse 12. All bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever.
Bribery. This society operates on bribes, and the bribes ain't always, oh, here's $1 million. The bribe could be as simple as, listen, when you're out of office, don't worry, we got an executive position for you in this place, and we'll give you, just like how the mafia do. You know them fake positions that you get. That's how Tony Soprano was making his money. You get that fake job, but you're getting paid off it. Yeah, don't worry, we'll sort you out there, or we'll flip you out of there and put you to work in the US Treasury or the Bank of England, and you get a nice cushy executive job in the Bank of England, or we'll make sure you get these shares in this company in the Congo.
And you're not doing nothing. You're just getting that paycheck.
Yeah, it's just, that's how it
But
works.
the title manager of I don't know, man.
Vice president.
Yeah.
Vice president of
vice
Royal
president.
Congo.
Yeah, get these people to
And he
take,
ain't doing nothing. Like,
make sure you get these people to take this thing here, you know? Because you know how much money they made from selling those things. And it's a government, listen, the government contract is the sweetest taboo. When you get them government contracts, it's sweeter than Punani, trust me. It's sweet, because them government contracts is like millions upon millions, man. Oh, it's sweet, give me that, I'll take that. Oh yeah, buy some bibs, here's 100 million. Yeah, I'll just go to China, put in a little order, and I'll take my 50 million off the top.
I'll go T-Man.
Hey man, hey, this how it works. You know?
They ain't doing nothing, just getting a check, man.
Yeah, man, bribes, man.
Yeah.
You got more on that, bro?
A little bit more. This is verse 13. It says, the goods of the unjust shall be dried up like a river, and shall vanish with noise like a great thunder in rain.
Yeah, that's why this whole society, that's another reason it has to collapse, because this is their thing and it has to collapse. This game that they've been running that they have fun with, the Lord's going to bring it to an end, because they have been having fun. It's been so easy for them to do what they're doing. Like brothers were talking about the music industry before. Bro, these guys sit there, they don't put none of the work in. They don't have to put in the work, like Eddie what's his name? Iveen, Jimmy Iveen and all these guys. They don't have to come up with the creativity.
Leo Cohen, all them.
Yeah, they don't have to be creative. They just find a nigga that's creative, and they know the nigga ain't got his own money to do anything. He don't have none of the links. So it's like Dragon's Den. Listen, bro, I'm gonna give you 10 grand.
It's a hell of a deal.
I'm gonna give you 1 point on your own album. That's 1%. Take it or leave it. Oh, you're gonna go over there? That's my cousin. We run all of this shit, so you either take it or leave it. And it's easy, and if that don't work out, don't worry, there's another one behind them. We got 20 rappers, so we only have to hit on like 4 of them to make all our money back if we lose out on these ones. Don't you understand that's how it works? It's rigged. They own all the artists, so they don't need all of them to be successful, because you're not giving the other ones anything anyway. Bro, they're having fun. Meanwhile, you're stressed.
Ghetto and picking a new lad, a singer.
It's farming. You're actually just farming. You're farming human beings. And it's easy. You already got a function, just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
They showed you that in that Clone Tyrone, man. They were showing you all of that.
Yeah,
they Clone Tyrone, you know. They were showing you how they manipulate the music and all of that, man, you know. How they got Jake's mind, you know.
And it's a system. And once you know that system, it's not hard. Any of us could do it. Any of us could do it. It's not nothing super. Nah, you just got the money and you got a system set up, and your dad had it, and your dad taught you how to keep it going, and you just keep it going. Stay out the limelight. Don't let people see you too much. Let them focus on the artist. And you just keep going, man. Is that you on that? Yeah. You still had Isaiah, yeah.
Still back in Isaiah 5:7, it says, for thy vineyard of the Lord of hosts is a house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. Verse 8, woe unto them that join house to house.
Now, some brothers was breaking it down before. That means actually, well, first of all, how you going to join a house to a house? That's impossible. Like, it's either build and you build another house. That's actually used to be, in some places, that's how they would do it. Like, if you got a wife, you wouldn't move out, they would just build an extension to the house. That's not what that's talking about. When you look up the word in the Hebrew, the word there, join, means to buy. That's why it says house to house, and then it's going to tell you field to field. Well, let's read it.
Woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field.
What is that talking about? Buying. So your thing is, all these houses here, I'm going to own them. They're all going to be mine. All these fields, they'll all be mine. Then what happens is, read on.
It says, till there be no place.
There's no place. So when you want to go have something of your own, well, hold on. There's nothing of my own. because my man owns this.
Agreed.
So then now what do you need to do now? You need to go to him now, in the want of all things. You want a house? Oh, okay, cool. You can rent from me. The rent is gonna be £3,000. I can't afford that. That's cool. There's another guy over here that will come and pay it. I don't give a fuck where you live. And that's the society we live in, right? You see how rent is going up and up and up. And it's in the UK. They said that 10% of the population owns 90% of the land. That's oppression. That means 90% of the population has to go to them to have somewhere to live. That's exactly what we're reading, and our people did that to each other back then, and that's considered to be oppression. You're not supposed to not have your own just to live, where you got to go to someone else and pay them rent. That's crazy.
Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet food and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
So now what the whole thing they're doing now is, you used to have it where even in America you had the Edomites, they went over there and they stole the land from the Native American Indians, but then they had the land in between themselves. So you had a normal, could go to Texas and you'd have like a normal Edomite family with a ranch, and they have all this land. So what they've done now in America, in South, all these is they found a way. No, now we're going to take the land from these individual families. Now the corporations are going to own these lands. So we're going to bring in legislations that make it hard for that farmer to operate. We're going to make it where financially it's difficult for him to sell his product as a profit. That's why the milk farmers are hurt. The individual little guys that sell milk, they're like, hold on, Sainsbury's is only offering me enough money for my milk. I can't even pay my bills.
So surely they owned it all along, the wicked elites.
So then now they're getting into a situation where less and less of the farms and the land is owned by individual families that have passed it down. Now it's owned by the big dons. And who's the guy that just bought up a whole bunch of farmland in America? Bill Gates. So it's becoming even more repressive, because less and less people are owning a private part of everything. The big corporations and the big agro, they call it, they come in and they guzzle everything up. And they can afford to sell it at a price where the little farmer can't sell it. So then you end up struggling, and then you have to sell your farm to them and go work in the city somewhere in McDonald's or whatever.
Quick one, this is Deuteronomy 19 and verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbour's landmark, which thy of old time have set in thine inheritance.
That's right. So to go back to the way it's meant to run in a righteous society for our people, you should be in a situation that the land that's in your family name will be in your family name forever. Forever. In eternal possession. There shouldn't be a situation where you find yourself on earth permanently now having to look to buy another land or to rent land from someone else. You should always have a home base to go back to as your family. And Esau took that away from us, man. You know?
It's from Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 21. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbour's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbour's house, his field, or his manservant or maidservant, his ox or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbour's.
Yep.
But Esau is always plotting and scheming.
Plotting. And he'll bankrupt you on purpose. Like when you go into the whole thing about the network of care, the way we were in the ancient world, you might have a brother over his side and his family, let's say they like farm oranges or olives or whatever. We farm olives, but we're producing olives in the region to help other people. My man might be over here in his wickedness, be like, you know what, if I bankrupt this brother, let me undercut his price, let me bankrupt him. When he needs help harvesting his crop, I know he needs help, but I'm not going to help him. I want him to be in a bad way. If I could find another way to mash up something else, I just want to make him down bad. So then he got to come and sell his shit to me. Now I own all of this, and his family become my slaves. That's basically how the society works. Predatorial business practice. Capitalism. I had a guy tell me that once when I was working in Aon in central London. He was an Irish guy actually. And he was like, listen, you know what the problem is with the world? And he looked out the window, man was all up in the Crystal Palace and shit. And he was like, see that business there? That guy's making good money. See that business over there, he's making good money. But he wants to take his business. So he's the only one making money. We never live like that in our right mind. If I was over here, he would send his children, his sons over to me to help me harvest my crop. And I would send my sons over to him to help him harvest his crop. When he's down bad, I'd go and help him. Hey, brother, I've not had a good harvest. I'm a bit short. Don't worry, man. I'm good. Hold some of this. Same thing for me. And it's better that way that we're strong together. We're dependable together. That's how it's supposed to be. Not I want my brother to be weak so then I could take advantage of my brother. That's how this society works. And we weren't meant to be like that. You love your brother. You help your brother. You don't try to steal what he has. On like this wicked demonic society. And niggas do that even in the music industry, man. They want to kill another artist off, instead of working together. They just...
It's that #1 spot spirit. But that's the law, it says, love thy neighbor as thyself.
Love thy neighbor as thyself, yeah. Like, you build each other up, man. Instead of trying to take what other people got and minimize them, so you could basically have them down bad, you could do what you want with them because they're desperate. You know? Interdependency, that's right. We are supposed to be, this whole idea, I was thinking about that the other day. People are obsessed with this thought about being independent. What about being dependable? Everyone talks about being independent. Well, how about being dependable? How about you're getting yourself strong so your brother can depend on you? That's right. But they just want to be strong. Nah, be strong so the brother could depend on you and help your brother to be strong. Two strong brothers come together, no one can stop you. But niggas just want to be the guy that's up there and crush everyone down.
This is Ecclesiasticus 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Hey, all you got to do is watch Game of Thrones or House of Dragon, and you understand what it's talking about. Hey, bro, I know you've seen it, man. The House of Dragon, there's a wickedness in that. That's a wild level, but that's exactly what he's talking about. And Viserys was trying to tell them, look, we're a family. We should be together. We should work together. Meanwhile, them men are sitting at the table all looking to take each other out. But in the end, what's going to happen? They're all going to go down. And that's what happened to us. That's why Isaiah said what he said. They're trying to join house to house, field to field. Go on now.
Was that no kingdom divided?
A kingdom divided against itself. And that's this place. These people will eat you up. They'll put people out of business. They'll kill each other, man.
It's the book of Leviticus 25 and 35. And if thy brother be waxing poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee, take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy power, that thy brother may live with thee.
Meaning, if you give that brother a loan, it's to help his situation so he could get back on his feet. But in this world, they're not trying to help you get back on your feet. They're going to keep you in the perpetual position of dependence. Welfare, the welfare system is about keeping you dependent. It's not about helping you to get back on your feet. They want Jake to be, that's why they didn't give Jake the 50 acres and a mule. Because they sat back and thought, I said, hold on, if we give these niggas 50 acres and a mule, they have economic independence from us. That means they won't need us. So now fuck that, fuck the 50 acres and the mule. We want to keep them poor. We need to keep them where they want to sing songs about getting a job. You know, there was actually a song, a Motown song. There was a song called I Need a Job, and then they made a response to the song called I Got a Job. You know that?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
It's some badass tunes. But that sums up Jake. Jake has just become a human resource now, where your whole thing is, I need to go get a job. Why do you need a job? Because you can't work, you can't do nothing for yourself, really. You have no form of production. You don't own no land, you can't farm for yourself. You need to go out into Esau's plantation and work on his land or in his corporation to get anywhere. We were never meant to be fucking human resources. And even in the scriptures, if you became a slave to another brother because you fell into debt, it was temporary. The whole point was to build you up so you could go back where you're from and
build up your
thing.
You know, that was with Jacob in the barn. You know, he worked for the barn for 7 years plus another 7 for the daughters, right? But after he came out from the barn, he was good to go.
Yep.
He's well set to do well after that.
Yep.
You know, the was playing games, but he come out strong.
Didn't it say you're supposed to give him liberally when you release your brother from slavery? And it's not supposed to be no rigor. He's just working for you. And he gonna learn, because he might have had bad business practices before. Now he gonna learn, because you obviously the reason he's working with you is because you got your shit together, right? So now he's like, brother, come, you're gonna work for me, and you'll see how to run a farm properly. So when I send you back where you come from with the money, have we got that liberally? Anyone can find that where you're supposed to give your brother, if your brother's a slave, I believe it's after 7 years, and then you give him liberally, meaning you're gonna give him enough. When he go back, he ain't gonna be hard up. He's got capital now to do his own thing.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, let's get that. Esau ain't gonna do that. He didn't do that. When he released you, Jake, out of slavery, did he give you liberally so that you could do your own thing now? Nah, he said, nah, bro, you need to come back and still work for me.
This is from Deuteronomy chapter 15. I'm going to read from verse 11. It says, for the poor shall never cease out of the land. So there's always going to be someone that's worse off than others, you know.
Yeah.
And therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother.
Wide.
Open arms.
Wide. So you're going to give, man, you're not going to give him 1 lamb. If you got like 1,000 lamb, you might give the brother 100 lamb. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, brother, hold these 100 lamb and go do your thing. But that's good for you. Because when he go over there and he gets strong, we gonna work together, man. You want your brother to be strong.
And I believe even some people even wanted to remain.
Yeah, some people remain. If you felt,
let me just stay here, like, something could, that couldn't have been that bad. Like, after the period was done,
it's just
remain.
employment.
That's it. Let me stay around. Let's work. Let's do what we're doing together. You know.
So, thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor and to thy needy in thy land. And if thy brother, a Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman, he sold unto thee and served 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go for free from thee. And when thou sendest him out for free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty.
Because if a man is down bad enough that they're like, yo, dog, we just need to work for you so I can live. If you send him out with nothing after he's done that, what's he meant to do?
If that's how Esau left us.
That's exactly what he did. What you meant to do? You ain't got, like they show you that in that Brazil, An Inconvenient Truth. They freed the slaves, but them niggas had to, like, what we gonna do now? They had to come straight back on the same plantations to earn money.
They had no tools,
they had nothing, man. Or they went into sharecropping. In America, they had the sharecroppers, but again, they didn't give them the stuff. They had to borrow it. They went straight into debt, which is just slavery in itself. It's devil, man.
The borrower is serving to the lender.
But didn't they have the law? These good Christians, didn't they have the law of how to deal with releasing your slaves? Of course they did.
They had it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because Esau did that with his own kind. When he let these, see, they always say, oh, you blacks in America, you know, pull yourselves up by your bootstrap bullshit. But them European crackers that came there, Esau gave them land and then taught them how to farm the land, gave them hella cheap mortgages where a cracker could barely have a job and pay that house off. And then they kept that shit perpetually forever.
Even these European immigrants that come over, when they get set with businesses, they get all this type of shit. Because they're giving all these cheap loans and shit, right?
Yeah.
But when Jake was trying to do shit, we weren't getting fuck all, man. We was on red lists and that kind of stuff in the States, and then we couldn't buy property. It was all kind of shit hindering us, stopping us from doing anything.
Then they push. Then they say, pull your American Negroes, pull yourselves up by your bootstrap. But hold on, you've had about a 700-year head start. Yeah. Dude, you've been getting free training on how, because farming takes training. So they've been getting trained for free. You've been getting the housing for free. Like, well, I saw something where an Edomite can work like back then, can work like a McDonald's job and still can cover their mortgage back then. That's why they have. That's why they've been able to have. What's that thing called where you had? You know, where you pass it on to your children.
Yeah, the equity.
They could pass it on forever. Forever. That's why they'll never. Obviously now the elites are foreclosing on the kingdom, so they're taking, like Elder Rakal was going into it. They're taking that away from them because they're showing them we own you as well. But basically, they allowed them for a while to have a lot of freedom. You know, making that point where Jake didn't have nothing. You know, then they push that thing of pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. How the hell can I pull myself up by my bootstraps when you've economically destroyed me? You know what I'm saying? And if I complain about it, oh, I'm just an angry black.
Yeah, there was another one. I don't know if you brothers saw it. Yeah, this black woman. They put her in jail for like 10 years. And what she was doing, she was working because there's a thing called institutional, a verified, what's it called? A verified investor. Hey brother, what's it called when them guys, you have to have over $1 million in assets and you could become an investor? What's it called again? Is it verified investor or something? It's a term, I forgot the term, but basically like, that's how you're able to invest in like up and coming companies before they hit the stock market. And that's how you make big money. Like you could put a small amount of money in there and it'll be massive. Like imagine buying Apple stocks before it even, when it's like for pennies, yeah? But what they do is they make laws where they basically say that you have to have $1 million, accredited. You have to have $1 million in assets to become an accredited investor in order to put your money into a company like that. $1 million. But you don't need no money to go down to the bookies and bet on them horses or bet on them. That's cool. But they say it's too risky to allow someone like us to put money into these companies at a startup level. So then what this nigga woman was doing is she was gaming the system. People would come and they ain't got the $1 million. Jake would come, they ain't got the $1 million. They might only have 200 grand or whatever, but she'll get them in. And these guys were killing it because they knew what they were doing. They were finding businesses to invest in, and you're investing for pennies, and then the stock goes up to like crazy. That's how you're making the big money, right?
It's like one of those companies, one of them guys that helped Nas get into that doorbell company before it blew up. You know, the doorbells with the camera. Nas invested in it early. So he got like 100 mil. But only because he had to connect.
And the reason he could do that, accredited investor. You understand? Because he would have already had the assets. So she was helping them. They found out she was doing that. Them guys didn't lose their money. They made money. No, they said, but they're not accredited. You've broken the law. You got to go to jail. And she came on the Breakfast Club and told everyone. That's one of the ways they keep Jake from being able to be involved on that economic level. But they don't mind you going to a casino though. That's not a risk. They don't mind advertising. When you watch the NBA, it's all gambling. It's all advertising. Put in your bets on whether whoever can shoot up 4 threes in a quarter or some shit. They don't mind you spending your money like that.
You said it earlier, it's rigged.
DraftKings and all that.
You said it earlier, it's rigged.
It's rigged.
It's all rigged.
To make Elder's point, because really it's not that difficult. What Esau's doing is investing. You know the companies that are going to increase, especially now. You can go on the stock market now. If you invest in renewables, you're going to make money. Little electric car company, you're going to make money. So it's not difficult what Esau's doing.
Oh, another thing.
Design the game so where you can't get in.
Again, 10% of the population owns 90% of the stocks. So they're running that game. Isn't it? But anyway, let's continue.
Deuteronomy 15 and 13 again. When thou sendest him out for free, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock and out of thy floor and out of thy winepress. Of that whereof the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him.
Right, because you can't do nothing. This whole idea of I made something out of myself, nothing, that's bullshit. No one's ever done that on the history of the planet. You cannot make something. You ain't the Most High. You can't sit there with nothing in your pocket, and then you just make yourself into. It doesn't work like that. You need something, a raw ingredient or a base amount of capital or skill plus all of that together to do something. How do we know that? When we came out of Egypt, did we come out of Egypt empty-handed?
No, we spoiled the Egyptians.
Why? Because you need capital.
Took their wealth.
You need something in your pocket. The Lord's like, listen, don't worry, I got you. You need capital, you need skills, but you need capital
to build on.
You need capital to work with. He didn't say come out rock pocket Israelites.
But that's what the Lord said with these elites. James 5.
Exactly. That's why in the kingdom, we're not going to start the kingdom with nothing. We're going to have our things. Go on, I know you got it, man.
James chapter 5. I'm going to start from the top. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers, who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
These man, it's so wicked. Even you brothers know about the whole big starting your own business shit. The reason most even a good business model fails is usually down to liquidity and capital. And that's the difference between an Edomite that dad has crazy money. He could start a business, and whenever that first year or two, when your business is not, it's good, but it's not got the thing, your dad's like, here's another 500 grand, here's another $1 million. It's nothing. And that keeps you going to, now the business starts revving up like an engine. Well, you're a Negro. Your business is good. You start going low on liquidity, you got to go to the bank to get a loan. The bank's looking at you thinking, right, if we give him this loan now,
It might boom.
he gonna be all right, maybe. Let him suffer a little bit. Sell the business. Now you sell it to someone else, and they got the capital, they build it up. That's how it works. A lot of these Edomites just predatorily just look around. That's a good business.
They say that.
Google does.
Yeah.
Google does. Like there'll be a company, somebody's come up with a company, they ain't got capital. Google just goes around buying companies.
Buying up. There's a lot of good businesses that have got liquidity problems. You just go buy it up, you got the money.
Another point I wanted to make, what you just said, Netflix is still not profitable.
Yep.
Netflix is still not profitable, but they still got the money coming in, so they can still churn out product.
Liquidity, it's all about liquidity, man. And Jake ain't got no liquidity because your uncle's poor.
That's Esau and slavery.
You ain't got no.
Jake made the inventions. Esau just patented it, copyrighted it. Is that what it's called? Copyrighted. But they just make the money off of your
they
your
can just
idea.
come in.
You know what the worst thing of the copyright thing? Now, if you work for a company, let's say you work for a big tech company, you come up with an idea. In their laws, in their contract, that's not your idea, that's the company's idea. You can't even make bread off them.
It's crazy.
And you know, see this Esau's funny because Esau just makes shit up as he goes along too. He can just write new laws. He can write a new law today.
Hey, but that just shows you what we were just saying about they own the ideas and that. It's because he owns you.
That's what it
You
is.
signed the contract. You're part of this company. You're owned by him. That's what it is, you know.
And look, he owns us because we are free in our mind. But look, we're owned because we have birth certificates. We got motherfucking national insurance numbers, all this stuff. You know that all binds you. Licenses, this, that, and the other. We're bound under his system by today. It's how do you work by paperwork? We're slaves. We're contractual slaves, man.
Everything that we own is lent to us, man. It's not our own, man. Esau, with his good graces, has given us these things that we have today, even though we have to fucking work bullshit to get them, you know? But these things really belong to us. You know, the things we should have, like houses and land, there's things that belong to us. But he just takes and takes and takes, you know?
We're gonna take in the end, and that's what it's all about. Getting to that position of freedom, not having to look for a job, from Esau. Beg him come with your CV and hoping you get picked. Of all them Negroes sitting in the, hoping and you get picked to it.
Well, sorry, brother.
A real quick one. Ecclesiastes 4 and verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor.
That's it. Work together, and Jake, like that whole saying of crabs in a bucket. That's us. We're just all down bad. None of us can really help each other. And we're hurt. It hurts to try and help people. Like, oh man, I'm fucking myself. We're just messed up, man. But it's not going to be like that in the kingdom. 100%. We're all going to be up, which is how it should be, man. And then no one can take advantage of you. When you're down bad economically, that's when you start selling your daughters for whores. That's when you start doing madness.
That's what's going on.
That's what happened. All this fucking bullshit, like the passport boys. The passport boys go to poor countries and fuck Latinas.
Which are
For cheap.
Jake.
For cheap. And Latinas are they're prostitutes, man, because they're broke. Like they need that dollar that you're bringing.
Yeah, but you know they are trying to get away from that American Eve. You know what I mean? Like,
No, they're trying to get fine riches they can't get in America. That's what it is. You never see poor niggas doing that. I mean,
but how they gonna
you don't
get-
see
but
rich
the-
niggas
I
doing
hear
that
you,
in
I hear
America.
you, I hear you.
The reason they do that is because you get some pot belly Jake here and he can go to Dominican Republic and he can get a fine girl for cheap. That's why he's
I
there.
hear you. I hear you.
This,
That's another conversation.
no, but if you go on most of those videos,
I know what
they're-
you're saying.
those are prostitutes. He's going around with a camera.
you're saying. No,
and
I know that. I know that. I know that.
No, that's not, that bitch is
They
with
are hustlers
everyone.
over there too. I know that. I know that. I know that.
That's the reality, bro. If them niggas could go to Miami and they were millionaires, they wouldn't be in the, they're there. They just broke.
But they are getting out of Babylon. They're trying to get away from Babylon. Man.
They're flying right back, bro. It's a sex holiday. Oh no, there is a small minority of men that are doing that, but it's sex tourism.
No, you're right because over there they are hustling like that.
It's sex tourism. That's what it is. Go and watch most of those videos. The guys like, I'm here on Salsa Beach. Those are all prostitutes. They're paying them.
For sex. Why? But why? Because them people over there in Brazil, in Puerto Rico, they're poor. So of course they're selling the pussy. They're poor. If they weren't poor, they wouldn't need to do that. If their daddy was rich, they won't be on the street looking for a nigga that's got the dollars to sell the punani. It's just the reality. When you're poor, you're in a bad way.
This is Isaiah 51:14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail.
We're in the pit because a pit is something that you're struggling to climb out of. And like, I know you brothers were saying that earlier. Even these niggas that's making so-called money in the industries, mainly the entertainment industry, because that's all we ever see. Them niggas still in the pit, and they're always trying to climb out of that pit. And they never really make it out of the pit.
And Esau always, they get to a point where he starts deducting shit from them.
Yeah.
They're always in hell.
Oh, the tax they go through is mad. It's crazy.
And, they just get, and Esau ends up owning their shit too.
Yeah, man. Now, and the deal, I heard the deals nowadays even worse. These 360 deals that they're giving them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That Amalekite, Leo Cohen, he came on that Breakfast Club, and remember, I don't know if you saw that episode, they were asking him, so why do you, Young Thug and all these artists, he said, well, you know, we got to make money. Basically saying, I don't care if they can rap about killing each other, but I'm making the money. And he was acting proud. And normally, when you get them artists come on that show, the Jake artists, so Sean Malay, that they backed them Jakes up. When Amalek came on there, they had to play their position.
Oh, yeah.
They had to play their position.
Because they'll get fired quick.
Yeah, they'll get fired.
And you know what happened?
Having them anti.
Oh, well, man, I'll just set up a podcast, but you ain't getting no views.
And you ain't getting no money. They know where their money's coming from, man. Because he told them, we make money off of you killing yourselves. What are you going to do about it? He was basically saying that.
Yeah, of course.
Or, you know, you rap about selling drugs to each other. You know the shit that they make money on.
But then send their kids to private school.
They send their kids to
They don't
private
send their kids out on the block, do they?
Hell no.
That always made me laugh. The nigga talking about how great is the drug deal, but you're rapping. Why don't you just stay drug dealing? Anyway, go on, man.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 42.
Yeah.
It says, all thy trees and fruit of thy land should be locusts consumed. If a stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
We don't own the banks, man. We don't own that whole system of, that whole financial system is controlled by Edomites, man. And they control the interest rates and all that kind of stuff. They don't control none of that, man. They, you know, they run that. They lend to us. If you want to do anything, you're going to have to go to an Edomite to get the capital. And the music industry is the prime example of that. There was only one guy, I think, one or two guys that tried to do it their own way. Pimp C, I think he down south. Them niggas down south originally, they were doing it without the labels. They were selling the CDs out of their
They were like independent.
Yeah. You know, right. But then in the end, they all ended up the way the record labels got around that. They started handing out record label deals.
Yeah.
So remember, you know, every nigga had his own record label, but really you were just working for like Sony, you know what I mean? Like, record label deal, and that's how they got rid of all that bullshit. But you gotta go to Esau to really push your stuff out there, man, because it takes money. It takes money to print up CDs back in the day, man. You know, even if you're gonna make the money back, you need the money up front. You know, and a lot of things are like that. Even boxing is like that. How do you think a boxing match happens? The only way a boxing match happens, you have to have an escrow and a guarantee. So you're going to have a guy like Canelo fight. Canelo wants his 50 million in an escrow, which means you need to go and find man that's got money. They put the money in the pot, and then you pay, that's there to pay Canelo, and then when you make the fight, you get the ticket money and all that, you work it out at the end. But if you never get that 50 mil to begin with, you can't make nothing happen. Because there's people that want to be paid up front. That's how the world was. You need money up front to make money. So sometimes you got to, if you're Jake, you have to borrow the money.
Yeah.
You got to borrow it.
That's how we live. That's Jake, man.
Hey, even the drug dealers work like that.
Yeah.
The re-up. They take the money up front, don't they? And then when they sell the drugs, they give man the money back, innit?
And Esau's at the top of that.
Esau's at the top of that as well. It's all, you know, you got to have the capital.
Like you said, Elder Rakar, you were saying it, crabs in a bucket, man.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
I'm glad Lord willing, we don't live that way, man.
Yeah, we got to get out of that.
We got a whole different spirit, man. Crabs in a bucket, that's how Jake.
We still got Isaiah 53.
What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock. Almost 5.
Yeah, 5:04.
Alright, we're gonna close up in a bit because we gotta do another thing.
Isaiah 5 and 8, yeah? Still.
Yeah. Let's finish that off.
Isaiah 5 and 8 says, woe to them that join house to house, for they field to field, till there be no place, for they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth.
And that's really what you're having now, like even in London, like it's just crazy, man. Private renting is crazy. There's not enough so-called council properties, and they set that up because they kind of like made everyone buy their council property, and then when they came and bought it from everyone else, all the companies came out and preyed on them. So now it's just a situation where even in London, the Arabs and that just have own houses, right? Not even living in them.
Yeah.
All over West London, there's houses owned by Arabs and the Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't live in these houses, man. And then if that house is occupied, no one's living in it, supply and demand. That's why you got to pay crazy rent, because there's less houses for you to live in.
And I think one of the problems was going into, I think they're like washing their money that way too.
Well, yeah, so basically the way it works is like over there, you loan money is clean money. Yeah? So you take the dirty money and you buy the house in another country. And then when you go back to your country, you use the house in that country as collateral to take out a loan so you can spend it in your country. So they can get yen as a loan based upon the house they own in London. But the house they own in London was bought with dirty money.
Yeah.
But then when they spend the money over there, it's clean.
That explains all the houses they own.
Yeah, it's clean. And the Chinese, they don't really do pensions. Economy, they taught their population, don't get a pension, buy another house. That's why you got a whole bunch of cities in China that are empty and ghost, because they, instead of getting a pension, they just buy a house.
It's crazy.
And no one lives there. Yeah, it's so
crazy.
But again, it's putting pressure on the poor people not to have nothing.
But I was gonna say, but look who's at the bottom of all that. Us.
Yeah.
Jake, man. You be just seeing Jake through out here, man.
Well, yeah, man. Yeah,
you see, we're witnessing it all, but Jake is just, we're just the paupers, man.
Yep.
And it's all pushing towards that chip.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. But the housing crisis is real, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Fuck.
It's that rent, man.
This is Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich rule over the poor. The rich rule over the poor. Servant to the lender.
The borrower is servant to the lender, man, and that's how they keep us in that state of borrowing. But in the kingdom of heaven, we don't need to borrow. We're gonna have our own resources, man. We don't have everything by ourselves, so we ain't gonna have to borrow from Esau for nothing, man. You know, living in debt to Esau, man, and his interest rates, man. The man could just put the interest rate up and then just totally fuck your life up, man. Well, let's finish this off.
Like in Isaiah 5 verse 9. In mine ears, said the Lord of hosts, of a truth, many houses shall be desolate, even great and fair, without inhabitants.
And that's what's gonna happen here. These guys have been playing a game, and like the brother brought out, that there's a lot of men laughing right now. Even through that whole sea thing that happened, a lot of men are laughing their arse off, man. They knew it was gonna happen. Because remember, when you got foreknowledge, you can position yourself. It's like how the mob used to run things. They know he's going down in the fifth. Bro, come on. You're laughing, bro. Everyone else is there watching. You're just like, listen, when the fifth comes, I'm just going to hit the collect button. And it's like that, innit?
Yep.
That's basically how the elites live in this world. Insider trading. Even in America, they only now just passed a law to kind of stop the Senate, the people in the House of the Senate from owning stocks and their family owning stocks. Now imagine, you're here in a room discussing laws that are going to affect companies, and you're allowed to buy and sell those stocks. Crazy. Bro, if you're going to pass a law that you know that company's going to benefit, that stock's going to go up. You know beforehand, you buy it on the cheap, you let the law pass. That's why all their wealth goes through the roof as soon as they get into the Congress or get into Senate. Insider trading, they got inside knowledge. And then how much more than the elites who are orchestrating it? So Vanguard and all them guys, they know when to buy companies up and they know when to sell.
Hey, you know the film, so I have to say it, you know, remember the movie, what's the movie when they traded places? Yeah. They got the insider knowledge on the orange juice, remember?
Yeah.
That's how Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, they just took over the Dukes. Because remember, the Dukes was going to get the insider knowledge over all of the other traders.
Yep.
They were just about to buy it all up.
Yep.
And they took it, and then that's when they went mad because they lost everything.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
what it is, bro.
what goes on, man.
That inside, so them elite families, they got everything locked,
They're
stock and
laughing.
barrel, man.
This is a game that they rigged for
They own it
themselves,
all,
man. And they're laughing, but they ain't gonna be laughing for too much longer because they're gonna go into our game.
But that's it, we got the ultimate game though.
Yeah.
Because everything's for our benefit.
Yeah.
All your bullshit is really going to benefit all of us, man.
The game's gonna be rigged for us in the blessings in Deuteronomy 28 in righteousness, man.
And they had that economic hitman bring the paperwork to them. Remember, in the trading places, he was bringing them the insider trading on the orange juice and all that. They were about to buy them all out. That's what they do, man.
Yeah.
Them Rothschilds and that.
Yeah, 100%. Any last scriptures, Chris?
I got one. Job 20 and 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly.
Yeah, man. And it's a lot of riches, and even most Jake. Once you start talking about billions, Jake can't even comprehend it anyway. We ain't gone nowhere, and that's one thing Jake need to realize when you're focusing on these clowns which is mainly what Jake focuses on. He focuses on like your local drug dealer who's broke, really, because if they lose the re-up money, they'll get killed. And these entertainers, but these entertainers are nobody in the world. They're nobody. They don't move the needle. Esau is dealing with money that's on a different level, and you don't even know them. Remember that Don that bought Arsenal? No one knew him. The one that owned Spotify. Man just came and bought Arsenal. I didn't know him. What's his name? Do you know? Do you know his name? You don't even know his name, man. That's your dead team.
All them top owners are like that. Like, you don't even know them.
Bro, there's Edomites out there that are billionaires and nobody knows their
You
name.
don't even know them, yeah.
Because really, there's so many billionaires that are Edomites. It's like you're just another white billionaire. But if you're a Jake and you got like 10 million, it's like, oh, he's so rich and black people have made it. It's like, no, you haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Even with inflation, if you got a couple million, that's nothing now. $1 million will buy you a house and a car. That's it. And not even a good house either. In London, $1 million might buy you a flat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Studio room.
So being a millionaire now ain't like what being a millionaire in the 1920s. It's not worth the same. You really got to be hundreds of millions up. And then even then, in the grand scheme of the world, who are you? You ain't Abramovich and them guys. Man just came and bought Chelsea like it was nothing, and that was just for PR.
And Abramovich is really he's a small fries compared to some of them other oil tycoons.
In the grand scheme of the world, we are the poor. We are 100% the poor. You know what I mean? We ain't gone nowhere. We really haven't done anything. Like, we don't control anything. No one cares. No one's asking us about how to do this or how to do that. We're down bad. But see, in the kingdom, it's going to be flipped.
And that's why Yahweh Shai is going to do that for us.
Yeah.
Like you was going into it earlier.
That's
we
right.
We don't have a defense, nothing. We're just any nation. Esau can come in. They show you that they just kill Jakes on YouTube. The American police.
Yes.
And you got no backing. You think they can do that to fucking Chinese nationals in America? Chinese nationals driving in Texas. They can't just kill them because they got governments that will defend them. Look, no. UN meetings. You've killed too many of our nationals and all that. You know, with Negroes ain't got that. Like Rob was saying that.
But what about the Jamaican Defense Force?
But the Jamaicans are Israelites. You're all under the same banner as the American Negro and all that. What?
You know, Jamaica, they're the baddest man on the planet, so they're all right.
All them, it's funny because Jamaican, I was seeing something with Jamaican, and they, you know, all that political beef they have over there is for them fucking tear politicians, them Herods. What's his name? Edward Siaga and Norman Manley. Tears, man. Fucking, and then, but they speak a bit of patois and that. So them dudes bust up shots for them.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we ain't got nothing,
we ain't
man.
got shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? We're nothing, man. You know? But we will be something. We're something in Yahweh Shai, you know? In the Lord, the promises that we have coming to us, man. And that's what the brothers have been saying the whole time. That's why we gotta go into the scriptures and understand that that's our deliverance. Within the system of this world, there is no deliverance. There's only the scripture says you shall only be oppressed always. That's under this system. We need to break the curse. In the scriptures, Yahweh Shai said, in the scriptures it said, what is it, in the Galatians, about he taketh away the curse, isn't it?
It's only him that can do it, man.
Yahweh Shai is the one that's going to take away the curses, man. And that's how we're going to be able to just go out there and do what we want in the world and have business and proliferate and all that stuff. Like right now, anything you do, Esau is going to watch you. Oh, that's good. Take it. Yeah. And that's it. That belongs to me now. You know? So Yeah, any last words and we close it?
Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Yahweh Shai of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, I will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. But they shall serve the Lord Yahweh, their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them.
So basically, we're not going to be B-side. We're always the B-side, man. You know what I mean? We're always the one that has to make the concessions. And then the other, you know? It's like we're fighting Floyd out here, man. You know what I mean? You got to take the little thing and, yeah, just be grateful for what you get. Now, we're going to be the A-side. Like, yeah, you guys work for us and be grateful that you get the opportunity to work for us. You know what I mean? Like, you get the opportunity to live. That's how it's going to be. I know you got one. Like,
yeah. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
Chariots. Yeah, the chariots, man. True. You know, that's nothing. Listen, no one ain't expecting the Israelites to be delivered by chariots. Come on. And then how you know them JOOs, they're not the people of the Lord. They don't make movies about it, and they control Hollywood. So that's not even in the people's mindset or the mind frame. They think about aliens. They don't think the Lord's gonna come back and deliver his people in such a glorious manner. But he will, and it's gonna be mad. These people ain't really gonna want to believe it. Imagine chariots just all over just openly being seen for real, like there. You know what I mean? And you can see details and all that stuff, and you can feel the vibration, and then blowing off trumpets and big bass line like it's a rave. Like, it's mad. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And from that day forward, man, no more of this bullshit, man. You know what I mean? None of this thing, man. We all turn up from there, innit? Turn up. That's it. Alright, bro. We're gonna close up, man, and then head over, man. So, Kal Halal, the double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to see you brothers out there teaching this word, man. Shalom to you brothers listening and learning. Shalom.